Hey everyone, I want to ask you a question today. Do you know what you want? I mean, what is it that you really want? Not what you think you should want because this is what's expected or this is what tradition tells you or your culture or this is what all the friends or people that are around you are doing or because this is the common way or this is a statistic. Yeah. See, that's something that you really want to take a minute to ponder. I struggled with that. I used to tell myself it's because I was a Libra, and as a Libra, as a zodiac, we kind of consider pros and cons and we look at all kinds of options. I always prided myself of being able to see the validity of different points of view. But at the same time, it became sometimes difficult to really be clear on what it is that I truly wanted. Hi, my name is Natalia Jensen. I'm a certified life mastery consultant. And why are we talking about things that we want? Because we live in the world that is so full of amazing things and so many distractions and things that pull our focus and attention. And our technology is evolving so fast. And there's so much that we have access to. In a way, a long time ago, when the information wasn't so easily accessible, people had more time to spend just with themselves and in a peace and quiet, maybe in nature somewhere, really figuring out what it is that they loved, that they were really connecting with and passionate about. So I see how challenging it can be today in this day and world with all the peer pressures and all of these influences, whether it's media, social media, or TV, and you name it. We get pulled in 1,000 different directions throughout the day. So what do we do? How do we figure out? How do we let the chaos quiet, the mud settle so that we can be really clear? I love the story that my mentor, Mary Morrissey, shares about uh, Thich Nhat Hanh, a great spiritual leader and a teacher. He was a Buddhist monk. And one day, it wasn't a day, but he had his young little niece visiting him. And she was playing outside with the other kids, and he was doing his usual daily meditation. And as he was meditating, he heard a knock on the door, and she would come in and said, Uncle Monk, I'm really thirsty. Well, friends and I were thirsty. We want something to drink. So he would open the refrigerator and he would pour the juice into cups, and there were few cups, and she was the little one. The older kids quickly grabbed the cups that had clear juice, because you know how apple juice, a real apple juice, has some of the pulp. And so when you start pouring it, at first it's clear, and then the last glass has all the pulp in it. And so the little one saw the last glass and she says, Oh, that apple juice is dirty. I don't want it. And he said, Well, if you don't want it, mm, there it is. If you want, there's some apple juice. If not, you can keep playing. So she went out and she played some more, and he was sitting in his meditation. And about 30 minutes later, she came back and, Uncle Monk, I'm thirsty. And then he pointed to the apple. Well, I gave you apple juice. Here it is. And see, because the glass was sitting still for the last 30 minutes, the apple juice cleared up. So it didn't look dirty anymore. So she got curious. She says, Well, how come before it was all dirty and now it's clean? Says, Well, it was sitting here for 30 minutes and waiting for you. Oh, and then she say, Oh, so that's why you sit so quiet and still all the time. Isn't that great? She was very, very young, I don't know, 5 or 6, and she made that connection between the apple juice sitting still and undisturbed on the shelf and clearing with all of the pulp settling at the bottom, which is something that we need to take time to do. See, when we are not pulled by all of the distractions and noises of this wonderful, colorful, busy world that we live in, only then, when we quiet that and we sit in silence for at least a little bit each day, it allows us to connect with that what's inside of us, with the truth and the power and the desires that are really our own. So, what if I told you that if you are not quite sure on how to get to that place or how to figure out what you really want, because even if you meditate and you sit still, you don't really know. What if I told you that there is a very simple, proven, reliable, and repeatable process, a system that can help you figure it out? Would you want to know more? If yes, get in touch with me. I have a webinar coming up, and I'll be happy to show you how this system works and teach you the first 3 principles that you can start applying to your life right away, and they can begin to make changes and transform your results and start shifts in your life so that you are actually creating a life and living a life you truly, truly love. And I'll talk to you soon.